Isn't it ironic? And really makes me want to bust out in some Alanis Morissette. You know what I'm saying? Isn't it ironic that I did a podcast on upper limiting last week? And one of the things that our bodies will do to keep us playing safe is that we'll get sick or something will happen. And I'm on like heading into where all my work is coming to a head. And I've got this big launch coming up. And of course, guess who's sick? I know, right? So yeah, I'm taking you guys with me because I've been a little down and out this week trying to recover, and it's all coming to a head. I'm speaking at a summit tomorrow. I'm working on like YouTube videos. See, I got my fancy new mic. If you're watching on film, I'm official. I got the fuzzy mic, you guys. It's game on now. YouTube dominance. Oh, man, I hope I can edit all my coughs and stuff out, you guys. But so anyhow, we got to go get my coffee. I have a planning session this morning at 10, but I wanted to make sure I get the podcast out this week because this is one of those things consistently showing up for my weight loss, for what I'm creating, for my business, all of that, right? Is part of the game of becoming this new version of myself. And so I want to share with you guys this week about the scale and about new opportunities coming, not from where I expected them. So I thought it might be fun to take you in the car and actually show it to you because it came in the form of perhaps a job offer, and want to show you how quick and easy this is. Literally, like the time it's going to take me to tell you about this and get my coffee, we're there. That's how close this job opportunity is. So then, of course, my mind is all over the place with that, right? So we've got a lot of stuff. It's the end of the quarter, had my final weigh in. I got to update you on that. I need to update you on, man, I feel like shit. You guys, I feel like I don't get colds very often, but I don't know, maybe I do. I'm just so frustrated with like between my allergies out here and now catching a cold. I'm not going to belabor this, but I'm like, fuck, man, I just started feeling good. I was swimming laps at the pool and then my eyes flared up. It was just this, it's just overcoming obstacles, right? And showing up for it. Okay, so my 90-day plan officially ends today, but I've changed my weigh-in days to a Friday. And I have simultaneous goals going on, right? I have YouTube goals, I have business goals, I have weight loss goals. And my weight loss goal was 20 pounds for Q1, which I started January 4th. I weighed in at my daughter's house. Scale was a little sketchy, so I got like a question mark on my plan, on my, like, what was my weigh-in. I had my formal weigh-in, it was like 292. I ended at 274. So 16 pounds, 18 pounds, take whatever. I'm stoked. I'm fucking excited. And one of the things I talked about when I was weighing in live about after years of losing weight myself and coaching other women doing the same, just seeing the difference between our mindset. If, like, let's say you made a 10-pound goal and you lost 18 pounds, you'd be over the fucking moon. But because you made the goal 20 pounds and you only lost 18, oh, it wasn't good enough, right? So watch that with yourself as you're goal setting. You got to know yourself and know your brain. And are you the person that's going to be like, hell yeah, I nailed it? Because I know for me, if I set a reach goal, a stretch goal, I am going to go for it. And I have the mentality like, how close can I get? It's not like I'm a loser now because I only lost that's friggin' 16 pounds, dude. It's almost 20 pounds, 18 pounds, depending on what scale you take. You know, so John Atkoff talks about this. He wrote the book Finish and a few others, the Soundtracks of Your Mind book. And he talks about goal setting a lot and about how we will set ourselves up for, like, sometimes it's better to make the goal so stupid easy that it's like a no-brainer to do that. And I use that with habits, right? Like, oh, if I just go do this thing for 5 minutes, then it will be okay. So today I'm planning with my girls. And it's just the crew some of the group that planned the beginning of the year with me, because I'm not doing the 90-day plan. Every quarter I do this event, you guys. I've done this for 8 years for myself and for everyone else because it's how I keep showing up and evolving into this next version of myself. It's, you guys, all the transformation processes out there have bits and pieces of the same stuff. And so what I found on my journey as I was like sitting there trying to figure this all out, that all these pieces were everywhere. They just weren't all together. So I took them and I put it all together in the Me First system with some of the stuff I personally really enjoy, some of the woo in it, some spiritual reflection, some of the life coaching stuff I picked up and that weren't in the planners, right? So, but it's this system, it's this process of dreaming. Where do you want to go? Who do you want to become? What does it look like? Going big, but then bringing it back small because we overestimate what we can do in a year. We underestimate what we can do in 3. So we want a big 3-year vision, but then we want to bring it down into a smaller vision. So I do this every quarter. And everybody that has done this knows it's game changing. Now, the difference is, are you going to show up and put the time in to dream, think, and plan for yourself? Like, look, if you don't come do it with me, that's cool, but where are you doing it? We spend more time planning a vacation than we plan our lives. What if your life can look like a vacation? What if all it took was a little self-reflection and a little bit of, oh, I think my mic's kind of close to oh shit. Oops. Testing, testing. What if all it took was you dreaming about your life a little bit and putting small little actions into place? So this is the process we go through, but I'm not doing the 90-day planning until May this time. So we have this month gap, which first of all freaked my daughter out. My oldest daughter, she's 31 and she does this with us. And she was like, Mom, what am I going to do? And I was like, all right, because I was sort of freaking out too, but I had this whole like 2-hour conversation with AI about how I could do quarters, not on the quarter. Like you don't have to be corporate America Addy to run a 90-day planning group. Like it could just be evolving, like ongoing. People can come in anytime and do. And I was like, what? I was like, no, it has to be Q1, Q2, Q3. And then it talked me off the ledge because I realized how much better it is when we get to the end of the year. And the last quarter of the year is November, December, January, which is awesome. I do a big January big dream goals event because it really deserves its own special thing. And then February 1st, we busted into a 90-day. So we're doing this big, expansive year reflection, future reflection, and then we're putting it into smaller action in February when most people have lost their mojo, right? Friggin' genius. So anyhow, it took a while for me to be off the edge. So long story short, you guys, I have a 30-day planning event today with my little crew that was like some of them in person, Arizona, some online. And we're just going to plan this little bridge month, this month of April. So after I do that, I may come back here, but for sure on when I'm doing my weekly weigh-in, I will update you guys of my monthly plan, but I'm thinking my target is going to be 265. So that'll be so I weighed in at 274 on Friday, and that's about 9 pounds for the month. So again, pretty big goal, but I'm here for it. Now if I can get my body moving again, because even though it's only 5% of weight loss, it's like so much about me feeling good about myself. Hang on, I got to order for myself and the kid. Good morning. I'd like a venti Pike's Place and a venti dragon fruit lemonade drink thing. That's it, please. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. That's a Millie thing. It sounds like I just ordered my kid a shit ton of sugar, but I'm easy when I'm not feeling well. That's all I gotta say. Okay, so back to my weight loss game. So that's going on, but also I've got this launch for the new group going where we're going to, part of the new group, you guys, is going to be all your quarterly events are included. Like you come in and do it together. You guys, you exponentially increase your likelihood of success attaining a goal if you are in a group, if you do it with people. Now, whether that looks like an accountability group for you, a partner, a community, you are who you hang around, right? So if you want to be the person that transforms your life, come hang around us. Now, what I'm noticing is over on school where I'm creating, I'm starting to have a lot of other co-creators come in, right? And I'm like, it's shifting kind of what I'm having that focus on weight loss. And I've already really been shifting that because it's never really been about the weight loss. It's been about the identity change, about creating my best life, about who is it I want to become? What are the things she does? Right? These are identity-based change. It's not the outside. Like if you go search weight loss for women over 50, you're going to see bust out that menopausal body fat, go lift the weights. And I'm over here saying, hey, what's your morning routine look like? Are you meditating? Do you want to pull some cards? Do you want to dance on with the woo a little bit as you figure out like, what is my purpose here? Wait, am I living in my purpose? Am I like living my highest self? What does my highest self look like? Because I really think when we get in alignment with that, when we get in alignment with what does she do? What does she believe? What does she think? How does she show up for herself? When we get in alignment with that, the rest of it, the weight comes out, all of that stuff happens. Because at this stage in our lives, you guys, there's very few of us that don't know what the things we should eat are. I mean, Weight Watchers taught us all that. If there's one thing I was grateful for Weight Watchers for is it taught me the power of healthier decisions were points for higher, like natural foods. Easy, right? It just made decisions. Help me understand decisions. And I think that's something it taught me from a very young age that has stuck with. I don't count a point. I don't count a calorie. I don't do anything. I do like to track my fasting because I think it's fun. Okay, so planning, right? So that's going on today. And so I'm going to get my monthly plan together. What are my obstacles? Some of my obstacles are just friggin' feeling good. I'm like, I don't know, you guys. Do I need to just stay in the house and not expose myself to all of the stuff? Do I try to get back to my pool in the morning, or do I just commit to the treadmill? But I will go friggin' stir crazy if I'm in the house. Now I want to show you guys this because this came up this week. I got this text and now I've set myself up to be okay during this time as far as like just giving myself some months to just be able to create and not have any kind of pressure. But then there's somebody that probably needs this pressure, right? Anyhow, then I get this call from someone I used to work with. She's like, hey, did you find a job yet? And I was like, I just went all into my business. See this property right here? This is the one. If you could have told me, and oh, look, my thing is in the way. If you could have told me that I could have any job on this side of the island I want, it would have been this property. And she's like, I know it's not quite like what you're used to and what you're looking for. And I said, well, actually, I'm not looking for anything, but I was thinking the other day about how the higher up the ladder you go, the less fun the job gets. Here's the office community center right here, I think. So I'd work right out of here. You guys, like, this is like next door to my friggin' house. Yeah, crazy. And it's a cute little property. And this is like so easy for me. Like, this would be the easiest job. It's, like probably 400 units, maybe something like that. It's really cute and it's newer. So the likelihood of me having a moldy office are probably slim. But I mean, that's the whole point, right? You guys, it's like I just got out of this and went all in on me. And I'm like, okay, universe, is this? And of course, I consulted my spirit guides because I have zero energy around it. And I haven't met with her yet. She's like, well, I said, I'm open to talking about it. I mean, because like, I don't know, I'm a generator. I respond to things. I'm like, is the universe putting this here for some reason? Because I'm having all this shit with the insurance. Is it like, is this what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? So I put my app in and I told her, we talk about it. I haven't scheduled the time to talk about it yet. I don't know with that. Like if I took a job because I got to tell you, I am really having fun with this YouTube creation. And then it kind of takes any of the pressure off creating offers and stuff. And then I'm like, is that just me playing small? Is that just me not putting myself out there, not living this experience of, putting an offer together, an email sequence, all the things you do as an online creator to invite people to do what you can do to help them transform. I can't help more women if nobody friggin' knows about it. But then there's that perfectionism will creep up, imposters, all of that stuff, you guys. So all of that is part of, as I'm hanging in these business communities, what's coming up and what I'm seeing other creators struggle through, that the identity-based transformation helps as well, right? Like I'm identifying where I want to go. What are my blocks to get there? I go get help to overcome that. And it's all on this foundation of what I do in the Me First Guide. I identify the process. I set the little goals. I get up, I go find the people will come to me and I'll respond to them. The universe will bring me shit, right? So I'm like, okay, is this the universe bringing me this? And then maybe I'm just going to be a YouTube creator, because I can do that. I can honestly probably do this job and do everything I'm doing because this job would be very easy for me. It's very close to home. It's like I can do this job with my hands tied behind my back. It's a manager position. It's not like a higher level, which, I think there's something as you climb the corporate ladder, that there's shame in going down to, I'm like, are you kidding me? That would be my choice. I can't tell you how many years I've been saying that, my God, I would love to just go run a property again because you're the master of your domain. You got a boss but you don't have the clients and the boss and the company and your employee. You just have your team and your boss. How great is that? You don't have it coming from all angles. So I don't know, you guys. I'm so stoked you're here on the ride with me. But so I had this identity idea because I'm teaching this workshop tomorrow that I haven't even put together yet. It's been on my plan all week and I've just felt like such shit. So I'm teaching this just 30-minute at a summit I'm speaking at tomorrow about identity-based change. And if you guys know me at all, I don't believe in showing up for things like webinars and talks and workshops without getting some work done. Don't waste my friggin' time. If I show up, I want to learn something and apply it from you while I'm there. So that's how I create what I want to put in the world because that's how I like things when I show up. So I've got 30 minutes and I've been thinking about this all week, how I'm going to help someone create a new identity in 30 minutes. That's a tall order, but I can do it. We're going to make a little mini identity. And I got thinking, this would be really fun on the YouTube channel that I have Teacher Addie and CEO Addie and Adventure Addie. And I've got all these different Addies. Teacher Addie, she's the one that pulls out the dry erase board and is like, all right, this is the chakra system, right? This is the identity system. So, and every week is based on me making my plan in the Me First Guide, right? And then we go off and maybe I'm teaching, because I got to teach something. I always want to leave you a little inspired. My hope from you hearing this is that as I'm expanding, as I'm moving into this next version of myself, all of these things are coming to try to keep me playing safe. And I'm going to step into it because I'm here telling you guys about how I'm stepping into it. As much as I didn't want to show up and record this because, well, first of all, I sound like shit. But second of all, because I just want to go hide and play small and act like I'm not going to create and launch anything. And I am going to do it. And I also decided one of the ways I've learned to show up is showing up live with you guys. I remember in 2018 when I went live on Facebook and I said, hi, this is Addie, and to all my friends and family and everyone. And I said, I just want you guys to know that I am going to lose 100 pounds and I'm going to do it here. And I'm so certain of my future self outcome that I wanted to tell you about it. And that was me throwing the gauntlet, putting the line in the sand, saying, I am so certain of that future self. I'm going to start telling you now. Right. And that's how it happened. And I started just sharing publicly and everyone started coming along with me. And I think I'm going to do this with YouTube too. Starting my YouTube channel, do behind the scenes, this is what it looks like as I'm building a YouTube channel where I can share and inspire and hopefully help lead other midlife women to uncovering their future badass selves and all these identities we can step into and have some fun while we're figuring out what this next chapter of life is going to be for us. And it's so much more fun than not being engaged in the co-creation of life. Another thing I'm finding in my school community is it's a lot more woo than I thought it was going to be. And, I love me some woo, but then I got thinking, I don't even know if I consider things woo anymore. Like, to me, meditation isn't woo. That's just a skill everyone should be friggin' doing. But back 2017, Eddie, if I'm speaking to her, she was like, is that a friggin' cult? What's going on over there? You know what I mean? So it's really interesting how those pieces are shifting. And I want it to be very accessible for 2017 Addie, who hasn't yet expanded into seeing this bigger vision for herself, but she knows it's not just in a diet and lifting weights. And even the mindset work, as much as I love life coaching and I love the coaching around the mindset tools, it is so much about this body and this connection, I think, and connecting with spirit and adding this woo into our lives, if you will. And also because it's fun. It's friggin' fun. Like, you can't tell me crystals and pulling cards aren't a good time. Like, every girl loves a good crystal, right? All right, witches and bitches, I'm home. I need to go. Oh my God, I got to go do this planning event. And I'm going to wrap up this pod for us. And I might pop back in and tell you about my plan quick. But if not, stay tuned. Follow me weekly on YouTube, you guys. I'm weighing in live. So if you're watching this on YouTube, do all the things. Hit the subscribe and the bell and the like. It really helps my little channel grow. And tell all your friends that need to know about this midlife badassery too. Because we are stepping in it, girls. Let's go. All right, witches and bitches. Until next week.